Guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GValue tutorial. Today we are going to talk about GValue reset and GValue copy, these two functions. Basically, the GValue reset says clears the current value in the value and reset it to its default value as the value has just been initialized. So basically, the difference between this one and this one, it is that this one, once that you call it, once that you reset it, next thing which you can do with it, it is that to set it to something else, to a new value or to a new type if you want to change it into a new type. And this one right here, which means it's clear the whole structure, and basically it looks like an uninitialized or zero filler GValue structure. So in other words, if we call this function, let's say just before we call our for function right here, where we are passing the value and with its address, watch what happens now. So we are calling the gReset, what the heck, GValue reset just before we call the for function. So basically we are passing the value and the type now. We have the type, we got it before, but we have no value. So as you can see at this point, the type we have it because we got the type before we reset it, so we know exactly which type holds or holded the value before was resetted, but the value itself is dead, it's not working, we had nothing. Now of course, if you call the GValue unset before, let me comment this part, before you call the for, like I'm doing right now right here, then as you can see you have another problem. It says critical, this is your G return if fail. It says assertion G is value failed, you see. So you get all this information. Just remember and get used with these informations, because if you do something like this, then you will know why you got that error, because you're not just resetting it, you also set the whole structure to be uninitialized, so it's not set anymore to 0. So at this point we know what the value reset does. Now let us check the GValue copy. The GValue copy function, which we have it right here, it says it copies the value from the source to the destination. So in other words, the source is an uninitialized GValue, and the destination value should be also an initial GValue structure of the same type of the source. So that being said, because we need a value which has the same type like the source has, I'm going to show you how it's working by using the same function we are using here. So we are going to make some changes right now guys. We are going to change a little bit the story here. So what exactly I'm going to do here, I'm going to say now GValue, I'm going to say new value, and of course what we need to do first thing, GValue init. This is the first thing which we need to do. And now the next thing which we are going to do, we are going to say GValue, the second init call, and here we are going to say the new value is the first one, and the second one we are not going to say gtype string. Instead we are going to pass the type, because we already have the type, we already know what type do we need, because we got it right here. So we do not need to extract or to find the type again, we already have it. So at this point we created this new value, and this new value, it is the same like the value right here, but we have no content inside this value. So because we have no content of this value, now is the time to call this function right here, GValue copy, and we are going to pass the value, and of course the next thing is the destination, which is the new value. Now because we are putting the content of the value inside of the new value, now if we replace all this code right here, this one, instead of value we are putting the new value, and right here as well, and right here as well. Now if, and here as well, yes. Now at this point if I compile it, run it, it should behave the same, which means it should retrieve the information for us again. Now let's see, incomplete type for argument 2 of the GValue. because we need the type, and of course as you can see here, we forgot the same story. We forgot to its address operator right here. It's not working if you don't use it. You need it all the time. And now, as you can see, we have the same story. It is true, we are inside the for function, and the name of the type is gchar. We don't know. And now the value of the content is exit, and the value pick is also exit. At this time was printed because we decide to copy the information from the value to the new value which we are creating it. And once we create the value with the same type, which is the same type that use the GValue, we are copying safely the value inside the new value. Because we have the new value, we can check that the new value has the same type and we didn't pass some other type. Then we can retrieve its name, value content, and the pick pointer, and that's it. I hope you understand, guys, because it's not so complicated. Once that you play more and more with these things, you will get used and you understand better, and the GTK programming will be for you just a game. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.